So something that I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of Horus Heresy players who are currently still angry, saying that GW is treating Horus Heresy like shit, even though Horus Heresy saved Games Workshop, and that didn't sound right in my brain. Horus Heresy was an offshoot of Warhammer 40k, and a lot of people are saying the Mark of Calth box, which was a pretty good box by the way, is the single thing that saved GW, and a single box does not save a company. For those that don't know, in the late 2000s and early 2010s, GW was literally a couple of weeks away from bankruptcy. It was a lot of poor financial decisions and really poorly focusing on which demographics they need to focus on, along with not properly maintaining their games. Like, to let you all know how bad this was, some armies in 40k were still stuck in 5th edition, even though we were in 7th edition, and some armies in Fantasy were stuck back in 5th edition when they were in 10th. Yeah, it was real bad. As well, as proven always, if you don't bring in new players, you're not making money. But despite what a lot of these angry Horus Heresy players are saying, Horus Heresy did not save GW, as revealed by this article. Tom Hibbert and Chris Peach were both former employees of GW around that time. Tim Herbert worked on model design, while Chris Peach was a former manager for GW. They explained how the former CEO direction for the company nearly killed it. But they also went on to explain how GW basically saved itself, which was a 4-step plan. 1. Fix Age of Sigmar. Make Age of Sigmar actually fun to play with a concrete set of rules that were actually thought out. Then let good word of mouth spread about Age of Sigmar. Now on to the other 3 things. 2. Bring in new players. But how do you bring in new players? A lot of people think that Warhammer 40k is expensive. Here's the trick. The Start Collecting boxes. These boxes gave you everything you needed to play a small game of Warhammer 40k. In Canadian, they were only $100. Which, for a lot of these boxes and the models that were inside them, that was a steal. Plus, it helped GW get a lot of old stock out of their warehouses for cheap. As well, make painting easier, i.e., contrast paints. Despite what you may think, contrast paints actually did do a lot. They made painting really easy for newcomers. And all of this was leading to the eventual Warhammer 40k 8th edition. It changed the rules so newcomers easily understood what was going on and what the rules were. It removed a lot of the bloated rules that were causing problems in the older editions. And it set everybody back to 0 with the indexes instead of codexes. Horus Heresy didn't save GW. A niche game could never do that. Research is important, my friends.